Welcome back to the channel US Rare Coins News, Top 1, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins. Today, we're taking a closer look at a truly iconic piece of American numismatic history, the 1971 United States Eisenhower dollar. This coin might seem like a standard issue at first glance, but trust me, there's a lot more to it than meets the eye. If you've ever stumbled upon one of these in your change or in an old coin collection, you might want to pay very close attention, because the story behind this coin and its potential value is more intriguing than you might expect. The Eisenhower dollar was first introduced in 1971, marking a significant moment in U.S. coinage. This was the first dollar coin minted since the Peace Dollar series ended in 1935, so it represented the return of large silver dollar-sized coins to circulation after a long hiatus. The coin was created to honor two monumental American legacies. On the obverse, it features the likeness of President Dwight D. Eisenhower, the 34th President of the United States, a decorated World War II general, and one of the most influential leaders of the 20th century. Eisenhower's image on the coin reflects his reputation as a unifying figure and a symbol of stability during a time of social and political change in America. On the reverse, the coin depicts the Apollo 11 mission insignia, commemorating the first successful manned moon landing in 1969. This design choice is more than just a nod to space exploration, it's a tribute to one of the most iconic achievements in human history and a reminder of the American spirit of innovation and discovery. The eagle landing on the moon with the Earth in the background is a striking and memorable image, and it immediately connects the coin to one of the most celebrated moments of the 20th century. The story of the Eisenhower dollar doesn't stop with its symbolism. It was also a coin of contrasts and experimentation. Some versions of the 1971 Eisenhower dollar were minted in copper-nickel clad, meant for general circulation, while a limited number were struck in 40% silver, primarily intended for collectors. The silver version carries not just aesthetic appeal but also intrinsic value, which makes it especially interesting for coin enthusiasts who appreciate the combination of historical and material significance. Collectors and historians alike often talk about the striking features of the coin. The Eisenhower dollar was larger and heavier than any other U.S. coin in regular circulation at the time, making it feel substantial in the hand. The detailed relief of Eisenhower's profile, combined with the intricate depiction of the Apollo 11 insignia, means that even minor wear can significantly affect its value. This is why condition and preservation are so critical when evaluating an Eisenhower dollar from 1971. Coins that have been kept in pristine, uncirculated condition with sharp details and no surface marks are highly prized in the collecting community. One fascinating aspect that adds to the coin's appeal is the variety in mint marks. The 1971 Eisenhower dollars were produced at multiple mints, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins from the San Francisco Mint are often of particular interest because some were released as proof coins, featuring mirror-like finishes and extraordinary detail. Collectors often seek out these proof versions, as they showcase the coin's artistry in a way that circulation coins simply cannot match. In addition to mint marks, some coins have subtle errors or variations that can dramatically affect their value. This could include things like doubled dies, slight misalignments in the design, or even unusual surface characteristics that occurred during the minting process. Error coins are a favorite among collectors because they are inherently unique. The thrill of owning a coin that stands apart from the thousands of others minted in the same year adds a level of excitement and exclusivity to collecting the 1971 Eisenhower dollar. The Eisenhower dollar also tells a story about American culture and public reception. While the coin was well designed and celebrated in theory, its large size and weight made it somewhat unpopular for everyday use. Many Americans preferred smaller coins, and as a result, the Eisenhower dollar did not circulate as widely as intended. Ironically, this limited circulation has contributed to its value among collectors today. Fewer circulated coins in excellent condition means that pristine examples are harder to come by and therefore more desirable. As with all collectibles, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in determining its worth. Coins that have been circulated extensively, showing wear on Eisenhower's hair or on the Apollo 11 insignia, are valued far lower than coins kept in mint condition. Even tiny scratches, discoloration, or other minor flaws can reduce a coin's market value. That's why collectors often store their Eisenhower dollars in protective cases or safes, ensuring that they remain as close to their original state as possible for decades. Another aspect that makes the 1971 Eisenhower dollar fascinating is its place in the broader story of American coinage. It was part of a transitional era, bridging the classic silver dollars of the early 20th century with the modern coinage practices that would come to dominate later decades. For anyone interested in the history of money in the United States, owning an Eisenhower dollar is like holding a piece of that story in your hands. It's not just currency, it's a conversation starter, a symbol of technological achievement, and a reminder of a key figure in U.S. history. Now, after exploring the rich history, design, rarity, and unique collector appeal of the 1971 Eisenhower dollar, it's time for the moment you've been waiting for, the value. While general circulated examples can often be found for a modest price, a coin in pristine, uncirculated condition, or even better, one of the limited silver or proof versions, can fetch a remarkable sum at auction.at. Recent auctions, rare and well-preserved 1971 Eisenhower dollars have sold for impressive amounts, sometimes reaching hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on their condition, mint mark, and whether they are silver or proof editions. Exceptional examples with rare errors or flawless uncirculated surfaces can command significant premiums, making them highly desirable for collectors and investors alike. Top 2 today, we're diving into a coin that's often overlooked but carries incredible historical significance, the 1974 United States Eisenhower dollar. While it might look like an ordinary coin at first glance, by the end of this video, you'll see why this piece is much more than pocket change. And, as always, we'll save the most exciting part, the potential auction value, until the very end. The Eisenhower dollar series has a unique place in American numismatic history. Introduced in 1971, it was the first dollar coin minted after a long hiatus following the Peace Dollar series. The 1974 Eisenhower dollar represents the fourth year of this series, produced during a time of both social change and technological achievement in the United States. Its introduction was intended to honor two monumental aspects of American history, one being a revered national leader, the other being a historic achievement in space exploration. On the obverse of the 1974 Eisenhower dollar, you'll find the dignified likeness of President Dwight D. Eisenhower, the 34th President of the United States. Eisenhower was not only a political leader but also a celebrated military general, leading the Allied forces to victory during World War II. His face on the coin is a reminder of leadership, resilience, and unity in a turbulent era. Every detail in his portrait, from the contours of his face to the finely engraved hair, reflects the artistry of the U.S. Mint and the desire to honor a man whose influence shaped the modern United States. Turning the coin over, the reverse design immediately captures your attention. The coin depicts an eagle landing on the moon, clutching an olive branch, surrounded by the Earth in the background. This image commemorates the Apollo 11 moon landing of 1969 and serves as a tribute to one of humanity's greatest achievements. It's an iconic representation, merging national pride with the spirit of exploration. The combination of Eisenhower's legacy and the historic moon landing gives this coin a dual significance that makes it highly appealing to collectors, historians, and anyone fascinated by American milestones. The 1974 Eisenhower dollar was produced in several variations, which is part of what makes it so interesting to collectors. There were the standard copper-nickel-clad coins intended for circulation, which most people are familiar with. But there were also limited silver-clad versions, produced primarily for collectors through special mint sets. The silver versions contain 40% silver, adding intrinsic material value to their historical and aesthetic appeal. These coins were never intended for everyday use, which makes them rarer and more highly prized among numismatists today. Collectors often talk about the feel of the Eisenhower dollar. Unlike smaller coins, it has a noticeable heft and size, making it a satisfying coin to hold. The large surface area allows for detailed designs, and as a result, coins in uncirculated condition show remarkable clarity in the relief and intricate details of both Eisenhower's portrait and the Apollo 11 insignia. This is why preservation is so critical. Any scratches, wear, or discoloration can significantly affect a coin's value. Coins that have been carefully stored, free from circulation marks, scratches, or other blemishes, are highly sought after and can command impressive prices. Mint marks are another key factor when it comes to evaluating the 1974 Eisenhower dollar. Coins were produced at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, with some special proof coins coming from the San Francisco Mint. Proof coins are struck with extra care, featuring mirror-like surfaces and sharply detailed designs. They were primarily intended for collectors and are considered some of the most beautiful examples of Eisenhower dollars available. If you happen to own a proof coin from 1974 in pristine condition, it's not just a coin, it's a piece of numismatic art. Beyond mint marks, there are also notable varieties and occasional errors that can make certain 1974 Eisenhower dollars particularly interesting. These include double dies, minor alignment issues, or unusual surface characteristics that occurred during the minting process. Error coins are highly prized because they are rare, unique, and often tell a story about the production process at the U.S. Mint. For collectors, finding one of these anomalies can turn an ordinary coin into a centerpiece of a collection. The public reception of the Eisenhower dollar is also worth noting. Despite the impressive design and historical significance, these coins were somewhat unpopular in everyday circulation due to their size and weight. People preferred smaller, lighter coins, which meant that many Eisenhower dollars didn't circulate as widely as intended. Ironically, this limited circulation has increased their value today. Coins that survived in excellent condition, especially those kept out of circulation, are increasingly rare, making them a true find for collectors. As with all collectible coins, condition is everything. Even minor imperfections can significantly impact value. Coins with visible wear on Eisenhower's features or on the moon landing design are worth considerably less than those preserved in near mint or mint condition. Collectors often store their coins in protective holders or display cases to prevent damage, ensuring that the coin retains its original luster and detail. Those that have been protected for decades are the ones that draw the highest interest and prices in the market. Now, after exploring the history, design, and collector appeal of the 1974 Eisenhower dollar, it's time to address the question on every collector's mind: the value. While standard circulated coins are generally modestly priced, the true excitement lies in coins that are uncirculated, silver-clad, proof versions, or those with rare errors. These coins are the ones that capture the attention of serious collectors and numismatic enthusiasts. At recent auctions, well-preserved 1974 Eisenhower dollars, especially those in silver-clad versions or proof condition, have fetched impressive sums. Exceptional examples with rare minting characteristics or flawless surfaces have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on condition and rarity. Even coins that may seem ordinary at first glance can sometimes command surprising premiums when sold in the right setting, making them a hidden treasure for those who know what to look for. Top 3 today, we're focusing on a coin that often sits quietly in collections but carries an amazing blend of history, design, and collector value: the 1972 United States Eisenhower dollar. While it might seem like just another dollar coin, this piece holds a unique place in American numismatic history, and by the end of this video, you'll understand why some people would pay serious money to add it to their collection. The Eisenhower dollar series was first introduced in 1971, ending a long absence of dollar coins in U.S. circulation that had lasted since the Peace Dollar series concluded in 1935. The 1972 Eisenhower dollar represents the second full year of this series, a period marked by both social change and technological innovation in America. This coin isn't just currency, it's a tribute to two monumental American legacies: the leadership of President Dwight D. Eisenhower and the historic achievement of the Apollo 11 moon landing. On the front of the coin, or obverse, you'll find the dignified image of President Dwight D. Eisenhower. Eisenhower, the 34th President of the United States, was also a five-star general during World War II, leading the Allied forces to victory in Europe. His portrait on the coin reflects both his military and political legacies, serving as a symbol of leadership, resilience, and unity in a nation navigating social and political change. Every detail in Eisenhower's face, from the lines etched with precision to the contours of his hair, was designed to honor his incredible impact on American history. Turning the coin over, the reverse captures a moment of human triumph. The design features an eagle landing on the moon, clutching an olive branch, with the Earth visible in the distance. This commemorates the Apollo 11 mission of 1969, the first successful manned moon landing, and serves as a lasting tribute to human ingenuity and the pioneering spirit. The imagery is striking and detailed, emphasizing both the majesty of space exploration and the pride of American achievement. This combination of presidential tribute and lunar celebration makes the Eisenhower dollar uniquely symbolic among U.S. coins. The 1972 Eisenhower dollar was minted in several versions, which makes it especially interesting for collectors. Most people are familiar with the copper-nickel-clad coins produced for circulation, but there were also silver-clad versions, primarily intended for collectors. These silver-clad coins contained 40% silver, giving them intrinsic material value in addition to historical and aesthetic appeal. The silver versions were produced in limited quantities, making them highly sought after today. One of the most appealing aspects of the Eisenhower dollar is its size and heft. Unlike smaller coins, it has a substantial weight and diameter, giving it a satisfying feel in the hand. This larger canvas allowed the U.S. Mint to include intricate details on both sides of the coin. However, this also means that wear and tear are very visible. Coins that have circulated extensively often show softening of Eisenhower's features or less defined details in the Apollo 11 insignia, which can significantly reduce their value. Collectors prize coins that have been carefully preserved and remain in near mint or uncirculated condition. Mint marks also play a crucial role in the value of the 1972 Eisenhower dollar. These coins were produced at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, and some special proof versions were struck at the San Francisco Mint. Proof coins are produced with a higher level of care, featuring mirror-like fields and sharply detailed designs. They were not intended for circulation, but rather for collectors who wanted a flawless example of the coin. A 1972 proof Eisenhower dollar in pristine condition is considered a jewel in any collection. Collectors also pay attention to subtle varieties and minting errors, which can dramatically affect a coin's value. Some 1972 Eisenhower dollars exhibit double dies, small die cracks, or other unusual characteristics that occurred during the minting process. These error coins are rare, unique, and highly prized by collectors because they stand apart from the thousands of standard coins minted that year. Owning one is like holding a piece of numismatic history that is one of a kind. Despite its beautiful design and historical significance, the Eisenhower dollar wasn't widely embraced for everyday use. Its size and weight made it cumbersome for many Americans, who preferred smaller, lighter coins for daily transactions. As a result, many circulated coins from 1972 show significant wear, while those that survived in pristine condition are increasingly rare. This scarcity in uncirculated condition contributes significantly to the coin's appeal and collector value today. Condition is everything in numismatics, and the 1972 Eisenhower dollar is no exception. Coins with scratches, nicks, or discoloration are worth considerably less than those that have been preserved carefully. Coins kept in protective holders or safes for decades are the ones that attract the most interest and command the highest prices. The combination of historical significance, intricate design, and scarcity of uncirculated coins makes the 1972 Eisenhower dollar a prized collectible. Beyond its monetary value, the Eisenhower dollar represents a tangible connection to American history. Holding one is like holding a story, one that honors a revered president, celebrates one of humanity's greatest achievements, and reflects a transitional period in U.S. coinage. It's a coin that sparks curiosity, invites conversation, and allows collectors to appreciate the artistry and symbolism behind every minting. Now, after exploring the rich history, design, minting varieties, and collector appeal of the 1972 Eisenhower dollar, the most anticipated question remains: the value. While circulated coins are generally modestly priced and accessible to most collectors, uncirculated coins, silver-clad versions, proof coins, and rare error varieties are a different story. These coins can attract serious interest and command significant premiums. At recent auctions, pristine 1972 Eisenhower dollars, particularly silver-clad or proof versions, have fetched hundreds to over $1,000, depending on condition, rarity, and specific mint marks. Exceptional examples with rare die errors or flawless uncirculated surfaces are especially sought after, sometimes commanding prices that far exceed standard expectations. What might seem like an ordinary dollar coin in your collection could, in the right circumstances, be a remarkable find with considerable value. So, if you come across a 1972 Eisenhower dollar, whether tucked away in a drawer, found at a yard sale, or inherited in a collection, take the time to examine it closely. Beyond being a piece of currency, it's a piece of history, a tribute to a great president, a celebration of American innovation, and potentially, a valuable collectible for years to come. Owning a 1972 Eisenhower dollar is about more than just money, it's about connecting with history, appreciating the artistry of coin design, and participating in a hobby that combines knowledge, preservation, and discovery. For collectors, history enthusiasts, and anyone curious about numismatics, this coin represents a perfect blend of historical significance, aesthetic appeal, and potential monetary value.